Hey guys, welcome to the Political Vigilante. Back in the studio with the Batman on the chair and the light on the ceiling. So, giving any of you an update about the Dakota Access Pipeline. The company Energy Transfer Partners, which is the company behind the Dakota Access Pipeline, has now gained that they're placing the oil pipeline underneath Lake Oahe and will begin to flow in the next coming weeks. This was reported by the Associated Press, but it's they're talking about it here in Truthdig.com, March 28th by Emma Niles. And basically, and you'll see in the article, I'll put it in the show notes, what they're doing, they're putting a pipeline under a lake, which is the Cheyenne River Sioux's main source of water, and this pipeline could severely contaminate their water source. And it is a roughly 2,000-mile pipeline that'll go through the Dakotas and Iowa and then into Illinois. So I've talked about this before, and it bears repeating that voting with your dollar specific to this, I would go to defund DAPL.org, and I'll put that link in the show notes below as well. And it can show you how to pull your money out of, if you're with the bank, like I have pulled some money out of Wells Fargo. I still have some of my business accounts, but I'm going to start putting them into well, first I put the IRA into Beneficial State Bank, which is a non-for-profit bank. And now, but they don't do business accounts for my company that I have. So I'm going to put my business accounts. I found a credit union in the town that I live in. So I would suggest moving it to something like that. And you might think, well, it's not a lot of money, but it is. It adds up. And at defundapple.org, they have a counter. At last I saw, like a month or so ago, it was like $73 million had been pulled out of there. So in addition to, petitioning lawmakers and stuff like that, which helps, and protesting helps, but all these guys care about is money. And it's a Dallas-based energy firm, and the tribes are also, you can look into helping fund the tribes because they're legal cases, they're lawyers, because the tribes are going to court against the pipeline as well, which is, you got to go at them from every single angle. So basically, I'll just go into the details of what this means and where it's at. It's not a very long article, but it's something we need to stay on top of them. Just because there's not giant protests up there and the media isn't covering it doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it. So what happens? Oil has been placed in the Dakota Access Pipeline underneath Lake Oahe. Dakota Access is currently commissioning the full pipeline and is preparing to place the pipeline into service, the court filing said. So they filed with the U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia. The announcement marks a significant development in the long battle over the project that will move North Dakota oil 2,000 miles through South Dakota and Iowa shipping point to Illinois. It's 3 months behind schedule because of the protesting. So numerous indigenous tribes rely on Lake Oahe as a source of water, and their fight against DAPL continues in court. As Truthdig reported last week, the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe and the Standing Rock Sioux tribe are currently engaged in legal proceedings to stop the oil from flowing. That's key. And what these oil companies are doing, and I've talked about this before, they need to get this pipeline flowing. They need to get it going, because once it's up and running and oil is flowing through there, it's harder to shut down. They know this, the tribe's lawyers know this, and that's why they're moving so fast to just get the oil through there. And of course, when you've got Trump in there with all of his climate change denying pals, this is what happens. So, the federal government had this responsibility to us, and they have not upheld it. Zephyr told Truthdig, "By no means does anyone feel defeated," she continued. "We're in this for the long haul." That's the lawyer, Tracy Zephyr, who is working on one of the legal cases against the pipeline for the Cheyenne River tribe, noted that the primary lawsuit will likely be heard in April and decided by late April or early May. So I'm going to stay on top of this, guys. I would suggest you do the same. I'll put the links to all this below, because this is clearly not done. And pulling money out, Go to defundapl.org. They even have a letter you can print out to give to your bank and say, this is why I'm pulling out. Let the banks know this is how we can fight them, is hit them in the wallet, because that's all this pipeline is about. That's all these guys care about. They don't give a shit about drinkable water. They don't care about any of that. Like, subscribe, and go to the Patreon, because when you support this, you are supporting independent media. You are not supporting corporate dickheads.